In this tutorial, we are going to find the sum of the numbers of 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 up to including 1 over n. The algorithm is as follows. We are going to get an input from the user. We are going to set the variable n to be the input. We are going to have an intermediate variable called sum, which keeps track of the sum of all these numbers. And then we go through a loop starting from 1 and ending at n. And every time we go through the loop, we are going to update sum to the previous sum plus 1 over the index. And this process continues until index is greater than the value entered by the user. Then we are going to display the sum. So let's go ahead and start designing the app. So we are going to start a new project and we call it sum of inverses. Sum of inverses. Now we are going to design the screen by first changing the title as usual. So we go down here and we're going to change it to sum of inverses. Now we need a layout, horizontal one, because we have a label and a text box. We change the width to be the parent. Now the user interface is simple as usual. We're going to drag and drop a text box and also a label and also a text box. The label, we're going to change the text to n. For the text box, I'm going to rename it to n. And also, I'm going to change the hint to type and number. And the last thing we need is a button and also a notifier so we can show the result to the user. The text on the button, we change it to find the sum of inverses. So we are done with the design of the screen. Now we are going to go and write the code. So we go to blocks. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce a new variable. We call it sum. Again, since we are dealing with summation, the initial value is 0. Now we are going to go through a loop. Start is 1, but the end is the value of n, so I'm going to drag and drop one block of n here, change it to text, put it back here, and this creates our loop. Now, the loop has to go inside button 1 when it's clicked, so I'm going to drag and drop it here. Since this app can be used more than one time, so I have to initialize the sum at the beginning of the loop. So I'm going to set the value of the sum to be equal to 0 every time I run the program. Now inside the loop, I have to set the sum to be equal to the previous sum. So I need the addition symbol. I need to add the previous sum to 1 over index. Now, again, I need to go to math and bring a division block here. And it's going to be 1 over the value of index. Let's change this one to I. and I need to get this value, put it here, and I need a 1 here. So I'm going to duplicate the 0, put it here, and change it to 1. That's going to create my sum of the inverses. Now when I'm finished with the loop, I need to display it to the user. So I go to notifier, and I'm going to bring again the block that shows the message. The message, I'm going to use the same technique I used before. So I'm going to say sum of inverses from 1 to, now the value of n, I'm going to get it from the text box. So this is my n, so this is my result. Then I'm going to double click on this one, and one more time put it here. Now the mistake I made is that this one is the title of the notifier, and I want here the message to be the sum. So I go to the sum and I get one of these blocks out, and I'm going to put it in the message. And here, the button, I want to say OK. And that's all about designing the app. So now let's go ahead and check the result. So I'm going to start my emulator. This is sum of inverses, type the number and find the sum. So let's say I type 1. The result has to be 1, which is 1. Let's type 2. The result is 1.5. 1.5, and it's a sum of inverses from 1 to 2. Let's say this time to 10. It's a sum of inverses from 1 to 10 is 2.92897.